It's always, I like you, you're so pretty, but never, I've stalked every single person that you follow on Instagram, and I've seen every single post that you've ever liked before, so now I know every part of your personality down to your deepest secret.
You step into your male role, you invite a girl out to date, you have to pay because the initial interaction is that I can provide for you. Because usually feminists have this ideology of I could do it myself, but their biology wants a provider. You know, I feel like all women should have a provider that's able to help them and care for them and buy them the stuff they need. But what's the problem?
I just want a man who yearns. I just want a man who yearns. I'm literally yearning Sanders. Listen to this.
If I hold in your hand, no, it ain't an accident. It's you that I choose. If we ride in the same grave, I won't chalk it up to fate. It's you that I choose.
So she's saying she wants a man who's desperate for her, who will ride or die no matter what. But here's what's real. Most men figured out that yearning alone doesn't build anything. You can't build a life on intensity. Eventually, a guy realizes he's the only one actually invested, and that's when he checks out. She's still waiting for the feeling. He's already gone.
What? You need a pull or push? If you can. Or lift? I don't know what to do. One more. 1, 2. Brandon? Brandon? What? Brandon, Jesus Christ.
That man knew by the first step that he was in it alone. He was carrying all of the weight. And that is a man that even when life is crushing down on him, or literally a fridge, he will figure it out. And his wife will be left asking, where the heck are you? Where have you been? Where are you?
Most of you don't understand that men live to please you. They get to the point where they don't know how, or some of you don't let them. You were trained, if you make them that, they'll get overconfident and they'll leave you or they'll take control over you. You should never depend on them. And he doesn't know how to break through that. He's been trying for a very long time. And he's finally exhausted the point to saying, even though I love her, maybe at this stage of my life with X number of years left, because that's usually what does it, by the way. People get to the point where they go, you know what? I can't spend another decade this way, another 5 years this way. I can't imagine. I got to do something. I don't want to leave, but I can't live this way.
What's going on, fellas? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let's get back to the video.
These are 10 of the best places to meet high-quality women. Coffee shops. Not only are they crawling with women, they're also easy to start up conversations over. Singles events. Yes, they still exist, and the best part is you don't even have to wonder if she's single. Pro sporting events. One thing's for sure, you'll never have to convince her to come to a game with you. Group fitness classes, which typically attract women who care about their health. Through mutual friends. This is the most underrated way to meet single women because she's already walking in with a good first impression of you. Charity events, which typically attract selfless, community-driven women. Live shows or concerts. Everyone's in a good mood and you'll easily be able to connect over the person you're there to see. Dog parks. Dogs are conversation magnets, so use them. Farmers markets. It's a runner-up to coffee shops in terms of just how many women it attracts. And finally, traveling. Airports, tours, hotel lounges, you name it. One of the lowest stake ways to meet high-quality women. And as always, feel free to save this video as a helpful reminder of some top-tier places to meet single women.
Womansplaining Men to Women, episode 16. So if it feels like your man is ignoring you or is mad at you because he's just kind of staring off, he might just be lost in his nothing box. See, men do this thing where they accidentally transcend the space-time continuum, and we call it their nothing box. And they really don't know when it's going to happen. They'll just be in the middle of something, and then all of a sudden they just fall through a wormhole. It's something that he wishes he could do on purpose because it's actually quite peaceful, but he knows that it's going to happen right before you're about to tell him something really important instead. So instead of getting mad at him for unintentionally achieving a state of dharma, here's what to do the next time you see him just reformatting. It's actually a lot like sleepwalking. You don't really want to interrupt it or anything. So instead what you can do is just kind of like leave a message on his chest or just kind of like put it in his hand or something. He'll figure it out. Next level of your relationship unlocked. You're welcome.
If you're in a relationship with a really healthy man who is husband material, then you will have this one thing. That one thing is emotional safety. I'm not talking about having all the flowers. I'm not talking about having all the date nights, the Louis Vuitton, the Nobu, whatever it might be. I'm not talking about that. The main thing that you will have, that you will be so happy to have, is going to be emotional safety. Emotional safety looks like not having to walk around on eggshells with him, not having to hold back your insecurities and your fears, not having to wake up in the morning and put makeup on before he wakes up. That's just bananas. But feeling genuinely emotionally safe to be yourself, to speak about your fears, to speak about your needs, to tell him what your dreams are, to tell him what your ambitions are, to make your requests, and to be you, to not hold any of it back. If you have that, then I think you're onto something really good.
A lot of these modern women upset that men don't show up nowhere. They don't be nowhere. They don't come into women's spaces. They don't come to singles events. Men, are you scared? Are you afraid of women? Are you scared of women? No, I'm not. I'm not. I don't have time for foolishness. I'm scared of wasting time. I'm scared of hearing stupidity today, especially when I had a good workout this morning. Especially since I've been the meal prep for the last week. I'm on a roll. I'm on a positive high. And I don't want no stupidity trying to bring me down.
Tomorrow, I'm getting permanently sterilized by having my fallopian tubes removed, so I decided to throw a little celebration for that and to celebrate the fact I've made the choice to not have kids. Women tend to only be celebrated when they get engaged, get married, or have a baby, and it's rare to see them celebrated as individuals for accomplishments outside of their families.
I don't see anything wrong with the party per se. I mean, I think it would be great if you could have invited some friends and had a whole day out of it or something. But the reason women don't really get celebrated outside of family things is because that's the most important thing in life, and men are on the same boat with that. Like, in a lot of cases, men don't even get their birthdays celebrated. I don't think this is like a woman-specific thing that we should look at in like an offensive way. It's just how our society is. Family is the most important thing. And what I've also noticed is if you don't go out of your way to celebrate and invite people and like actually throw a party, people aren't just gonna randomly celebrate you because you just graduated from college or something. Most people are oriented on what's going on in their own lives. It's not that men are getting more celebrations than we are.
Talking to a guy recently, and I told him that after seeing his behavior, I didn't think he was husband material. And despite the fact that he had been consistently moving like an F-boy, he was really offended. Bearing in mind, this is after he had stood me up for our first day. Stood me up / forgotten, fallen asleep, whatever. Anyway, he was consistently trying to pursue me after that. And I was not interested. It led me down this incredible rabbit hole where I started to ask myself, like, why do you care whether I, someone you don't take seriously, clearly, doesn't see you as husband material? Like, why does that bother you so much? At this point in my life, I'm in my 30s. I'm taking dating a lot more seriously. I have a checklist of things that I'm looking for. And honestly, I just think that God loves me a lot more than to send me someone who is that deeply unserious. But clearly, some guys like the idea of...
She's single, and she says to DM her on Instagram.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Welcome to episode 2 of Single in the Wild, where I put myself out there to answer the question every single lady is wondering. Where are all the good single men at? Because dating apps suck and we're getting off them in 2026. So when the team at VGK hit me up and said, we heard you're looking for love at our games. Want to ride the Zamboni? I was like, absolutely. That's been on my bucket list since high school when I used to go to the Wranglers game. So we got there early, did the whole pregame thing. I even got free hair tinsel. Y'all, I'm officially in my VGK girly era. We stopped to get food and they're serving chicken tendies and fries in a mini Zamboni. I love going to Golden Knights games. The crowd is always so hype and the energy is just unmatched. Before I knew it, it was time to hop up on that glorious Zamboni and ride around on the ice. I had so much fun waving at the crowd, and the arena from that angle is crazy. Huge shout out to the VGK team because that was such a cool experience, and I'm so grateful. And for the record, I didn't know they were going to tell people to DM me. But yes, I did get messages, a lot of them. And I'm not going to lie, it was a little chaotic, which honestly just reinforced my point. I want to meet someone in real life, in the wild, not through a flood of DMs, which is why we stopped at Hyde after the second period and ended up running into a bunch of friends. Hyde was popping during this game, and again, lots of attractive men, and I did observe some of them approaching women, so I'd like to think episode 1 of my series helped encourage that.
Nah, that's real. She's literally showing what happens when you actually put yourself out there in person instead of waiting on apps. Men will approach. Men will make a move. But a lot of women stay online complaining about where the good ones are. Meanwhile, they're nowhere to be found in real life. That's the disconnect right there.
But they need our attention. they need our acknowledgement. They need us to see them. We're at work and we're walking down the aisles and we see somebody and we smile instead of just walking by as if they don't matter. Why should I acknowledge your presence? You don't matter. Now on the street, what men don't know is that women won't look them in the eye is because we're afraid they'll take it as an invitation, and that's too scary for us. But once I learned that I can pay very close attention to what I'm offering in an acknowledgement, and the only people I've ever had my admiration, my noticing, my smile taken wrong, there's only been 2 men in 30 years, and they were drunk. They're so sensitive to our energy. They're so sensitive to our invitation, which is, again, why if we're leading with physicality, with sexuality, they interpret that as an invitation.
You watch some of these clips and you just wonder if the word thank you has gone extinct. Like, does the word thank you not exist in the dictionary anymore? Does the word grateful or the feeling of being grateful not exist in the dictionary anymore? I mean, we sit up here and talk about where are the men who beg? Where are the men who yearn? Where are the men who know how to court women? Where would they be? Let me ask you that question. Where would they be if they're not being appreciated? Where do you think that they might be? Probably at the house, right? Well, why do you think that they would be at the house? Probably because they're not being appreciated, probably because the things that they do that are actually really good things. I understand you did this, but you didn't do this other thing. What? How about we start with thank you? That's what these modern women do. They complain about everything. They nag about everything. Well, I'm only nagging because I want you to do better. Why don't you just stop nagging and learn how to communicate effectively? How about you do that? Well, I wouldn't have to nag if you would just do it. If I would just read your mind, if I would just know what you expect of me, even though we're not the same person. Who does that? Number one. Number two, modern women are wanting men to do whatever they want. This is what I want you to do. Just do it. Just take initiative and do whatever I want you to do. But you don't even do half the stuff that a man wants you to do. You got a headache, your foot hurts, you fell out the window, you drunk pool water, whatever it might be to stop you from doing what a man would want you to do, has been requesting that you do, has been hinting that you do for months, years. You can't even fix your face to do that. Modern women will really be out here not doing the stuff that they agreed to. And then they'll look at a man and say, why did he stop doing what he was supposed to be doing? Well, I mean, I know I stopped doing what I was supposed to be doing, what I usually did, but he needs to do something special to get back even the basics. I mean, a man will have to work, and this is his wife now. A man will have to work insane amounts just to get the bare minimum from her. But she still expects him to go above and beyond to provide. And she stops doing what she said she would do in a relationship. And she expects a man to be okay. Well, as a man, you should have certain morals and principles and values and guidelines. Well, what about you? Well, I'm a woman, it's different. How? I got to protect myself. Oh, okay. All right. So you want a man to continue to basically be walked all over and you decide whenever you want to participate in a relationship. What?
Listen, there's a very important social experiment happening right here on TikTok, and I think all of us girlies need to be aware of the social experiment that's happening. Because, my God. So there's a creator on here called Bree Comedy Skits, and she dresses like a stud and approaches straight men, well, seemingly straight men in the grocery store. But the part that's very interesting, the part that has me intrigued, is that she's getting their numbers. They aren't turning her down. They like that mannish look. And listen, she's a very pretty girl, but the package, she stepping to them like, what up, G? You know what I'm saying? Like, and listen, there's a quiet part to all this that nobody wants to say, but I'm gonna say it. Do men want men? Is that what they're interested in? You like the mannish look? Listen, if the answer is no, then explain to me what it is that made these men give her their numbers. What is it? I want to know. I'm just curious. Call me Curious George.
Qualities you should be looking out for in the dating stage to see if he's husband material. Hello, my name is Carla, and restoring healthy mindsets is my thing. Let's state the obvious one. A man who moves with action instead of words. I think this was one of the most attractive characteristics my husband has and had when we were dating. If he said something, he would follow through with it every single time. And that allowed me to trust him, count on him, and rely that he was a man of his word. Secondly, when he makes decisions, does he make decisions just thinking about himself, or does he make decisions for the pack? Does he think about the benefits of just himself or the benefits that include you as well? Before my husband would make any decision, he would think about me first and if it would inconvenience me or not. And he still does that to this day. Thirdly, a man that chooses responsibility over pleasure. I cannot state this enough. A man that understands what he has to do before he gets a reward is very, very mature, but most importantly, a man that has character. It takes a lot for someone to complete with responsibility before their pleasure. And that looks very differently. You can spot this quickly. Before he goes out with you, does he take care of the errands that he needs to do before he has fun? Because this later on is going to show you how he manages responsibilities. It's very important for you to keep an eye out for these things. Like and follow for more.
If you want to know if your woman truly respects you, my brother, it's not hard. All you have to do is watch her when she's mad. That's it. Just watch how she acts when she's vexed. When the love is calm, everyone sounds kind. There's no drama, so everybody's good. But when she's vexed, no filter, that's where the truth leaks out. You have to pay attention to the words she throws at you when she's heated. When that woman vexed, just listen to her and just watch her. And you have to ask yourself those questions. Number one, does she stay on the issue or does she go below the belt? If you're vexed over X, is she bringing up Y and everything else? Is she throwing things back in your face? Is she throwing those little pillow talk conversations you had? Your fears, your insecurity? Number two, does she still protect your dignity even while you're arguing? Or is her only goal to win? Anger doesn't create new values. All anger does is expose what's already hidden. Another question to ask yourself, when you're upset, how does she act? Does she try to de-escalate the situation or does she add fire to the fuel? Does she see your pain and still choose respect or does she make it all about her? Any woman can be sweet when she's happy, but respect is proven in the storm. Respect is the root, and that's where you must pay attention.
That's right. Anger doesn't lie. It just reveals what's already there. A lot of men don't realize they're watching the real person in those moments. When she's upset, you see if she fights fair or if she goes for the jugular with your own insecurities. That's respect. That's the whole thing right there. Anyone can be decent when everything's smooth.
Some of y'all need this reminder today. Your marriage is not falling apart because you stopped loving each other. It's slipping because you stopped seeing each other. There are husbands out there busting their backs every single day, and their wives have no idea how much weight they carry. And there are wives holding the entire household together, and nobody even pauses long enough to say thank you. We get so used to each other, we forget to pay attention. We stop noticing the little things. We stop appreciating the effort. We start assuming instead of admiring. And that's exactly where distance grows. Gratitude is not a personality trait. It's a choice you make every single day. Look for the good. Say it out loud. Stop waiting for some big moment to finally acknowledge your spouse. Most marriages do not need a rescue mission. They just need two people to wake up, open their eyes, and remember they are blessed to have each other in the first place.
You know, a lot of these modern women, ladies, y'all gonna find yourselves single with a lot of this advice out here that women are telling you. And I understand they're trying to help. I'm serious now. I'm serious. If y'all continue to listen to some of the stuff that these women say, y'all are going to be single. I told my wife, I think I knew the woman. I knew the woman actually before my wife did. I knew the woman. Had gone out, not on a date, but just kind of hung out in singles events and stuff like that. Just hung out. She knew me. And she was still talking reckless. In her, I want to say, mid-40s. Still talking reckless. I don't want to do this. You need to worry about this. This is, coaching women through relationships, trying to do them a favor, trying to help them out. But then you're like, well, you're still single. You know what I mean? Like you're not even close to having a man. And then when you get close to being in a relationship, I know a lot of these modern women like to say, well, men don't come up, men don't approach, men don't talk to us. They do. It's just not the man that you want. And then when you find a man that you want, you get into that relationship with that man, then you start talking about some weird stuff, and then the man is like, oh no, I don't think this is going to work. And he's not responding to what you're saying because it's weird. And so it don't work out. Well, he didn't do this, he didn't do that, he didn't, and it's all blaming back on him. That's the type of relationship advice you are getting from women. Ladies, stop listening to these types of women. They will have you single. I told my wife, hey, listen, I'm sure she's a good person, but had you continued messing around with her, hanging out with her, you'd have been single too. And you'd have stayed single. You wouldn't have wanted to be single, but that's the way you'd have stayed because you're hanging out with her. I know, sometimes y'all go to different places and you be around people and you think that they good people and they got some good things about them. That might be true. But some of that stuff they be talking about is toxic. It's toxic. It's not helpful. It's bad advice. Oh, well, I'm just trying to look out for you. I'm trying to protect you. Thank you for that. But how you view protection, it's not really protection. I don't even want to say wounded. I just want to say, like, maybe it's warped. Maybe you need to work on that. You fool around, go out here, get married, be in a healthy relationship, and then she's still out there doing whatever. Gonna be single another 15 years. I don't think she knows it, but another 15, 20 years gonna be single. Unless you clean up your act. Stop listening to these terrible takes by these women.
I feel like I won't even just say an alpha male. I would say like just a real man gonna know how to like tame an aggressive woman or whatever. So it's like, but nowadays the men is beating us with the same feminine energy. So when women be like, oh, this acting sassy, it's really because if I say something and then you say something, we are really looking for, listen, baby, I got this, or we good, a reassurance. Like, it be like, cute, like, they meet us with the same emotional energy that we give. So that's just making it go worse and worse and worse. So I just feel like when men step into that masculine role of like power, like self-power, you know that you're gonna be able to be like, hey, we ain't doing that. Like, you ain't gotta yell, cuss, none of that. Even if she is, I feel like a real man can shut it all down without even having to meet her with that same aggression. And that's what turned women on. Like, oh, yeah. He said, well, okay.
Ma'am, respectfully, it sounds like what you're looking for is more of a babysitter. What man in his right understanding wants to be with what she just described? Back to the streets with her.
And if I ask for a back massage, I want it to only be a back massage. Okay. I'm serious. Yeah, a good one.
Yeah, well, if I got time to do all that.
No. We're laying in bed watching TV, and I want a good masseuse level back massage without you thinking anything else is going to happen. I need that.
I'll attempt it.
You've tried it and failed.
When he asks for dinner, he wants it to only be dinner. Michelin star level dinner, no yapping and no gossip about your coworkers. See, two people can play at this.
I'm home! I randomly got you flowers and your favorite candy. You got your hair done? Of course I noticed. You cut off 1.5 inches. It looks great. I would love nothing more than to do these dishes. Don't worry. I got all of your hair out of the drain. Feel free to wear any of my hoodies whenever you want. My hoodies are your hoodies. I have more. Of course I'd rather watch Love is Blind than play video games. No. I got the check. Every single time. You can leave the tip. Do you want a massage? Do you want a massage? Do you want a massage? I'm gonna sell my Xbox so I can give every waking moment of my attention to you. It's such a distraction. Wait! I got it. Whoa! I got it. I got it. After you. You know what? You should drive my car. Come on, what's the worst that can happen? Welcome home! Here's a glass of wine, I drew you a bubble bath, and dinner will be ready shortly. You're absolutely right. You are 100% right. You're totally right. I just booked us a spontaneous trip across Europe. Pack your bags. Here, play any song you want. I hope it's Taylor Swift again. Hey, what ring size do you wear? Just wondering. $35,000? Add to cart. Her album sounds even better after the 10th time. You want to go shopping? Of course. Here's my credit card. What do you want to watch? How about another true crime documentary? Ooh, this one he stuffs a girl inside a suitcase. No. You go relax. I'm going to clean this entire apartment myself. We should go to Target for absolutely no reason at all. We should get more throw pillows. We should get more candles. We should get more hand towels. We should get another artificial plant. You started your period? Don't move! I'll run to the store and grab ice cream and chocolate. I'll be right back! It's fun to stay at the
I think for a lot of men, this is their absolute worst nightmare. They get home after 8, 12 hours and you're not even happy to see them. I mean, at that point, he'll just get back in his car and drive back to work. And a lot of women don't realize that men will spend pretty much half their day when they get a chance thinking about you and they're excited to come home to you. So when it's not mutual, that's absolutely devastating. It also turns his home into a place where he doesn't feel fully safe. It's the one place he should feel most comfortable coming through the door for. He doesn't have to perform or follow all these weird rules, but then when you act like this, it turns it into just that. And women always get upset in these situations when he eventually withdraws. And she's like, oh, he changed. He used to be happy to see me. Why do you think he changed? A lot of men just notice. They see that you're not happy to see him. And he's not going to sit there and argue with you or explain it to you.
That's right. A man comes home drained, mentally checked out from work. And the one thing that used to refill him was knowing someone was genuinely happy to see him. When that's gone, he stops trying. Not out of spite, he just realizes home stopped being a refuge. And yeah, she notices the shift, but by then, the damage is already there.
There was a conversation being held yesterday. Unfortunately, I wasn't on the panel, but I was screaming in silence in my seat because I needed to answer that question. It was something along the lines of what are the traits or characteristics of a man that would make him husband material or something like that. I'm going to really talk to the men because I know that across the board, I have seen videos, so I know y'all seen videos where it's just been women talking about, oh, I need him to make this much money. We ain't able to do no surface level. Y'all know I'm going to get it deep with you, okay, baby? Now I'm going to jump into this conversation with a lot of understanding because I know that many of you are that financial provision and physical safety is what makes you a husband, or believing that it's my way or the highway, or what I says goes, or being in control is what makes you a leader. But I can tell you that there are many women who are not looking for that. They actually are running from that. The financial provision, yeah, to an extent, but there's so much more on the criteria that I know that any of you all are capable of. When your ego is not a guard, that's a green light. When you have the skill set to not always misinterpret a complaint as criticism, that's a go. Her being able to express herself without you imposing with a lack of patience, a lack of understanding, a lack of empathy, or a solution when she is just needing comfort, that's a go. You being aware of both your positives and your negatives and understanding how they don't just affect you, but they affect her as well, and making the necessary changes that are needed to keep your relationship secure, that's a go. Understanding that your emotional maturity is your reliability and your stability, and working on growing and maturing more in the emotional space. When you have matured emotionally, it makes navigating and working through conflict so much easier. You not just being her support, but you showing that you are truly invested and interested in the changes and the growth that she displays. That's a go. You being able to navigate your emotions, especially during times of adversity and hardship. You allowing your curiosity and your observations to guide you. She doesn't have to really say much because you're already attentive and you can see where you're lacking as a partner or what's needed. A big one, you constantly showing and expressing gratitude and not feeling entitled to her labor just because she's your woman. You being consistent and conscious in your efforts and following through with what you're saying that you're going to follow through on. That builds trust, baby. You constantly searching for ways to keep your relationship growing and building because, baby, things get so mundane. And of course, there's more that I can add, but I'm going to finish it here. Treating her as your equal. Those are the green lights, baby. That's what a lot of women are looking for. And as always, babies, I wish you all the best. Happy, healthy relationships. Bye, babies.
When it's about compatibility, ego's out the window.
What kinds of women are there?
To do and not to do.
Like to make assumptions or not?
To do and not to do is masculine and non-masculine.
I agree.
The more you got, the more masculine y'all become.
That's
which is fine. Which is fine. That's cool.
So she would be more masculine then, which means you would have to be more in your feminine.
But no, first of all, I'm never going to be feminine. I'm going to be compatible for her.
Okay.
I'm going to bring some dick every night. Right? I'm going to be fine as motherfucker. I'm going to be somebody that don't need her money.
Right.
And as a man, I already know what I got to do to make her happy.
So do you feel like a lot of women try to be with you just for your money?
Doesn't matter why. Everybody at first glimpse is like for a particular reason. Now, when you bring them in, you make them like you for you. All right, listen, I understand it. I understand being Shaq has its privileges. Mm-hmm. But the way you're wearing those jeans has its privileges also. The way you got your hair flipped, like it's doesn't matter why they like you. Yeah. I like these pants because it's got the Superman in them on. They're cheap. But I don't really get into the, you like me because I like mom. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Once I allow you into my space, I make you like me for me. And if you pass all the tests, you can stay. If not.
So nobody's really passed the test then?
Not true. A lot of people have.
But you just wouldn't marry? You didn't marry them?
I'm already married. I keep telling you.
Okay.
Well, you trying to marry me? Yeah, with them feet.
You know, what's funny to me is that a lot of these modern women will go to a lot of different places. London, Dublin, Ireland, Dominican Republic. You pick the place, you name it. They'll go with their friends, man, had a great time, had a great experience, and then come back and experience rejection. You've been all around the world, different experiences, walking on hot coals, going across the seas, traveling across clear bodies of water. Beautiful experience. Now it's time for you to come back and once again partake in the beautiful experience of rejection. Well, I've been here, I've traveled there. Man doesn't care. Well, I've done this, I've done that. Man doesn't care. Well, I got this degree and I went over here. I don't care. What is that going to do for me? I mean, in the long run, it's going to enrich my life, but it's not a priority. And let me tell you how it's going to enrich my life. Whenever I get to know you, you tell me about your experiences like, man, that's really cool. Yeah, it is. And I think you and I can experience it together. Cool. When do we go? Well, first of all, we got to do this. Okay, let me go get my passport then. All right. And it's just a general planning out and understanding. You know, you already know the process. So I'm just following you in the same way that you would want a man to know the process of planning a date and you just following him. Right. I want you to just in general know how to lead a family, know how to be a leader, and I'm going to follow you. So a man says, OK, I want to follow you on some things. I want to know your experiences on some things. So your education and all of that is at some point in time going to play a factor in the relationship. Right. Whether good or bad. It depends on if you want to be condescending, which a lot of modern women do. OK, but you guys are going across the world doing different things. But then for some reason, y'all go to all of these cultures and you have all of these experiences, but somehow y'all don't look at the women in those cultures and see how the women in those cultures are acting. Why these women are wifed up, why these women are in relationships. Y'all seem to never get that experience. It's the same concept of you seem to know when your man is cheating, but you don't know when your man is happy. We're still having the same problem. We're going on a girls trip. A girls trip is for you. I'm going to the spa or I'm going to get a massage. A massage is usually, I mean, in my experience, you're usually the focus of the massage. Hey, my shoulder hurts. Can you help? Hey, my back hurts. Okay, let me massage it for you. Hey, you know, I have some trouble with my thighs and my lower back, or, you know, could you give me a scalp massage? Oh, my shoulders are really hurting. Okay, me. I want to take myself out on a solo date. Hey, can you bring me the steak platter? You're usually the focus. Modern women, what they want to do is continue that in a relationship. Me, continue to be the focus. Nowhere in there is a man the focus of anything that they got going on. And then they come back and ask a question. I'm going to these singles events. Where's a man at? Why don't men come and talk to me? I can walk into a singles event and a man still don't say, they sitting over there with all the guys, man. Why are they doing that? Because they know they're not going to get any reciprocation out of you. That's why. You're probably a great person to your friends, but you're not a great person to a man.